Welcome back, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for us to go to Drew's studio again. From the past to the present. And Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. Time to talk to, I assume, that guy. Present day Drew studio.
Well, what do we have here? I just want to go on the record here and tell you I'm creepy as balls.
Remember me?
Oh, of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar, end quote.
Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mission was poisoned, and his daughters.
Oh, yes, I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he'd tracked down case just a little quicker, end quote.
Were you on the trail of this case the whole time?
Zach Gamarier was a good friend.
Zach said something to that effect back at the Borscht Bowl Club.
What a character, what a man. If a little, extremely rough around the edges.
Do you think I could ask you a few questions?
Oh, you serious? Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately.
Ah, God, he's so toothy. Like Tim Robbins. It was tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter.
Forgery is a serious crime, and they paid the price. You know what really did them in, though, don't you?
Yes. A forged diary page.
The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known.
What's that?
You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote.
Being watched? You mean he felt guilty?
No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote.
Because you felt guilty?
Why would I feel guilty?
It felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. Well, I meant to go for Bernard.
I met Zach through that case, actually.
You mean the shooting of Magnifique Gromarier?
No, before that. It's not widely known.
You mean the accident? During the quick draw shoot-'em practice?
My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now.
Valentin Gromarier did mention one particularly nosy reporter.
In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnifique Gromarier at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it?
Really?
Then Thalassa disappeared, quite suddenly at that. And Magnifique wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see?
Zach Gromarier.
Something strange was in the air over at Troop Gromarier in those days. The whole screwy, mentor-controlling disciple scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me off the record.
Sorry, I don't know.
Anyway, I kept trying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times. But over time, he came to see me as a confidant.
Paranoia. Drew Misham felt like he was being watched? And you along with him? You sure it wasn't just nerves?
Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist, sure he is being watched. End quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Gromarier got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. And just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made.
And then he dies.
Time to put the pieces together, are we?
And you were being watched this whole time?
Maybe not just me, maybe you were too.
Me? Oh god, he is so creepy.
He's been waiting this whole time, 7 years, eh?
Waiting?
For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnifi Miracle. Of course, it was all a dream.
Because of this. Performance rights.
In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zack and Valent?
So Valent waited until Zack died, legally at least.
The time finally comes and Valent's like a kid on a Christmas morning.
He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know?
If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of a damper on that big show. He's a sorry one, that Valent Grimoire. Lost out to his partner at work and in love, too.
Love?
It's the same old story, really.
Had a guess.
Two disciples and their mentor's only daughter. What has 3 sides and all of them pointy? A love triangle!
That is pretty classic.
When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing.
And in the middle of all this, the Lhasa has Trucy. And then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa. Wonder if any of these will be helpful. Let's see here. Mr. Brushel, could you take a look at this?
Ah, I hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. Do you want me to write an article on that, right? What's the angle?
Actually, no, that's okay. I don't need an article. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on this.
I hear you, I hear you. You want me to sniff around for a scoop? Well, you've come to the right nose, my friend. It's odorless.
Thanks? Okay, that was less than informative. Alright, here we go. Let's dump them on him. Mr. Brushel, do you know this person?
Do I know that person? Of course! I was friends with Zack after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times, actually. But still, I'd never forget his wife.
Thalassa Grimoire. Magnifi Grimarie's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her?
Well, why the heck not?
There we go.
So Thalassa married Zack and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually.
What? There's more. You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before. Is this how we get Apollo? Oh my god, is Apollo her older brother? Have I been shipping brother and sister? This is a bad anime. This is a bad anime.
Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. He died in an accident on stage. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year.
I didn't know.
Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know.
Bracelet!
I've known Trucy since she was a little thing too. She got the better deal, really. Got you for family, after all.
What do you mean?
Just reminiscing, you know. Thalassa has another child besides Trucy. End quote.
There it is! There's the twist! Oh, you twisted my balls here. Oh my god. What? But Trucy said she was an only child.
Ah, yes. This one she had with her previous husband.
Her previous husband? Her first husband who died on stage?
Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now.
Thalassa had another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo?
Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know.
Oh my god! I wasn't expecting this twist. Oh, now I gotta feel icky inside for a while. Ah! 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 This is why you don't always ship the two mains together. Because I shipped Phoenix and Maya until Iris showed up. Oh, God. That's my soul exiting my body. Oh my God. Alright, okay. I won't need this locket anymore. Throws it in the trash. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. Throws it in the trash.
People in events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think?
I was too busy wondering about bigger to listen to what you were saying.
Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think.
Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next.
Next, you say?
I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently that's not my role anymore. Should be!
Magnify? I was just wondering what Magnify would think of all this.
What do you mean?
Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power.
Oh my God, he knows that! You mean how I can't lie to Trucy?
It was the same with Magnify. And with his daughter, Thalassa.
It's strange. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Grimoire gene?
Magnify told me once back when Zack married Thalassa. He said Zack had good eyes. But not good like a Grimoire's eyes, not that good.
I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grimoire secret was?
Maybe nobody, now that Zack's gone.
Zack Grimoire. Revelation after revelation. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Grimoire fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Grimoire's power. A power which passed from Magnify Grimoire to Thalassa to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet him. Need to meet the one who bridged it all together. But until we get the bracelet, we can't do anything with him. What does Gavin have to do with any of this? Does Gavin hate Phoenix, or does Gavin hate this family? Like, is Phoenix the collateral damage, or is this family collateral damage? Or was it a double plan? Was it a double indemnity? Let's see. Sunshine Coliseum. If you don't know that reference, it's fine. That is an old reference. Present day Sunshine Coliseum.
Well, this is a blast from the distant past.
Long time no see, Valiant.
7 years, has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you.
I've spoken to the press. I have nothing more to say.
I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I needed to hear from you. Magnify Grimoire.
I have walked a difficult road these past 7 years.
Because you couldn't perform Magnify's repertoire?
Do not be deceived. Talent skills is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who slowed me on my way.
Zack Grimoire?
His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought.
Zack Grimoire murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you?
I remember it as it were, only yesterday. Yet that was not the way of it in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Zack vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of the press said.
I had no idea.
Yet that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. And here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce?
Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? Magnifie's death is still a mystery to this day. Which is why I came here, to get the answer from you. Of course. Very light ones. I knew I'd be seeing these sooner or later.
The audience has no business stepping onto the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight.
That sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago. Alright. But before that, can we show him any of this? Did you take a look at this, Mr. Valent?
The forgiveness, I beg. Valent has eyes for naught but their preparations for his show. Coliseum, hot air balloon, the sign, oh, and the balloon sellers.
Oh, right, sorry. What does that balloon guy have to do with this story? With his show? Alright, that did nothing. Alright, let's do this. Okay, here we go. It's time for the Magatama. Not even a power of his, it's a power he was given. Magnifie's death.
Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me.
I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened.
For 7 long years I have endured. Now finally the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of our troupe within my grasp.
Sorry to do this, Valent, but right now I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb that should shake things up. Valent, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. A gun!
Oh, and what might that be? I see it bears the Garmarie seal.
I should have brought this to your attention sooner. But I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast.
What is this?
A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnifie's miracle.
Well, what? Zach Garmarie. He wrote this. What? He passed everything to his daughter?
Lucy Enigmar. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days.
Preposterous! Zach has gone, vanished into the void.
This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this.
Ah!
Still got that bunny. And bird.
Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in thrall to the dead?
You're not the only one with that problem.
But he shot Magnifie. Yes, it was Zach. No, it was it. It was. And then he left. My career as a magician fell into darkness.
Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say if you could prove Zach Garmarie shot Magnifie? Was that why he testified? Was that why you testified?
Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out.
This voice has changed. Because he's getting more desperate. That's the idea. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifie Garmarie? What? 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 Okay, I don't have this. Let's... Oh god, we're supposed to use this for Apollo on Zach. I don't think we have the answer. I'll just do it. It was Mr. Hat who did it. I think we gotta see him first. Alright. We gotta see Zach first. Alright, I guess we're doing Zach first because of the bracelet. That's why. Alright, let's go. Borscht Bowl Club. Time for the Magatama. How far did we get? We got all the way to Apollo. We got all the way to Apollo. This is so convoluted. Someone else who inherited the power. My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. There's someone else with the power, and I know who. Apollo. This boy? His name is, I forget, something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices. So what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like. But you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just so happen to have evidence showing this missing link. The bracelets. Touch it. Right there. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Thalassa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined us Gamayas as a guest in our show. After Thalassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They are a Gramaya family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in this picture. What? So that's why. Why what, Mr. Zack? I took this photograph of Thalassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where the other one went. She gave it to this boy, her son. Oh my god, that broke too. Alright. Unlock successful. Do it. Yeah, here we go. This strange power, I myself do not know where it comes from. Yet the fact is that it is passed down the Gamaye line. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalassa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? If she were to face a person and they became tense, even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects? Wait, were they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power could a bracelet have? I have made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Fine. Oh, god dang. Alright. Apollo this whole time, Phoenix this whole time, the entire game knows their brother and sister, and says nothing. You duplicitous son of a bitch. Well, I would hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother and sister, yes. And the brother, too, has this power of theirs. Satrice has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Knight, tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. Before they bang. I am in your debt once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how this all got to be so messed up. Bracelets. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something. Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. This has something to do with the power? What have I told you? The Grammardier power reacts to tension in others. When a Grammardier senses tension, they too become tense. This tension translates into minute contractions of the muscles. So minute, they cannot sense it on their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With a bracelet on, one can sense these contractions. Because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. When the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely! But that alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's simply a question of eyesight. Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough. Eyesight. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. These athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face, and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of the crowd before one may distract it. So basically, what you're saying is, the Grammardiers can see really well. For them, seeing is more than believing, it is knowing. The power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional forces. Focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely. But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets. We're talking about poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary, she probably does it without thinking. Ah! I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That is all I know of things Grammardier. Thank you, Mr. Zack. If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? Ah, I've said so much! Let me say one more thing. I would tell you of that night. That night. The night my mentor, Magnifique Grammardier, passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols, and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifique's test. A test? In his last years, Magnifique Grammardier worked us to the bone. No, to the pain. But that night I could not shoot him, so I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Magnifique, take this, I give you my art. I give my art to you, Zack. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zack. Though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Ah, I thought you might say that. I went home without shooting anything. What would you have done then? And of course I would have given Valant his chance. If I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If your Valant were to shoot me in the head, then I into the darkness would go, and my art with me. Fitting end, don't you think? Ah. Yet this ending, too, gives me a cause for regret. I thank you, Zack. And I am sorry I have done much that was wrong in my day. But Zack took the shot. Valant took the shot. It seems to me that Magnifique wanted you to be a successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valant's. Perhaps, but it is not something we will ever know for sure now. I wonder what is Valant up to these days. Waiting for you to die? If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. Ah, and now here I am, and his dream is ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know? What? You don't mean to tell me they've put the blame for my mentor's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zack. There were even rumors that Valent had helped you pull it off. But that's madness! Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Hmm? Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated? Even though I'm dead. Did he make Gavin kill him? That night, Zack Grimaria was killed. He died as Shoddy Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. Whom it may concern. His confession, to use as I saw fit. To whom it may concern, 7 years ago, I, Zack Grimaria, murdered my mentor, Magnifique Grimaria. I'll apologize for the trouble I caused. By the trouble caused by my sudden departure from court, I hereby confess to my crime, Zack Grimaria. So he's doing that for Valent despite the fact Valent is the killer. Of course he'd killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner, Valent Grimaria. I guess he's okay with Valent being the murderer on that one. He's okay with with Valent killing his master. Because, well... There it is, this one. Alright, here we go. Save. I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Grimaria wrote one more thing before passing on. But this is a confession! In which he admits to the killing of Magnifique Grimaria. See, all according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing the deceptions I have wrought upon myself. Zack wrote this right in front of me. After I explained your situation to him. Alec, oh my god! Oh my god. Here we go! You do know that this confession is nothing but lies. Yes, it's my opinion that Zack Grimaria killed no one. Then you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. You received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. So he vanished to protect me as his partner. A stirring tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnifique Grimaria in the forehead? If I had, I told you that what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will. There is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor Magnifique's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed a hold of me. I knew it. The Valent Grimaria did kill the great Magnifique. So sorry, Mr. Wright. But it was not I who shot my mentor. Well, what? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple such as? I don't know, knack and talent? Grimaria, maybe? Your wild fancies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zack and Valent received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you figured it out by now. If it wasn't Zack or Valent, who shot Magnifique? Then it had to be the only other person at the scene, which means... Wait, you don't mean... Yes, the great Magnifique Grimaria himself. Ah, why would he do that? Why would he cause so much trouble for these guys? So Magnifique Grimaria committed suicide? You find it hard to believe. To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it as a possibility. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him. But when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. He spoke with Magnifique Gamarier. Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnifique transferred the rights to his repertoire. To my partner, Zach Gamarier, not me. I see. Then I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology. Huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. What? Your crime? Is Valiant Gamarier confessing something to me? What could he be more serious than murder? It was a double murder! Oh, Valiant's crime. You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnifique's plan. He wanted to die by one of your hands. Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. The demon. Let me confess, I had intended to shoot Magnifique. And I planned on framing my partner for the crime. What? That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifique's hospital room. Which was? IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. If Zack did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnifique called me back. I'm sorry, Valiant. I am giving my magic to Zack, not you. He still lacks the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room. And then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard that fateful gunshot. Magnifique Gamarier killing himself. And the demon awoke anew within me. That killed him, he was the one. Frame him and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of this suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints. Then I used the syringe to add the IV liquid I'd bought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifique died and you framed Zack for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed? Truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe, but... Yes? I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valiant. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make a decision. You going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. By the way, he's dead, you know. What? I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find it was wrong. But Zack Gamarier was alive. Well, not anymore. And now it occurs to me. What if he was not the only one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realize that I know we never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body. What? Her? The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies, forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner Zack Gamarier. Then and I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. Zack Gamarier, Shoddy Smith, whichever name you prefer, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver. And the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another life. I knew what I had have to do to push back the darkness for good. And it would involve paying that man a visit. Okay, the most ridiculous answer is she's Gavin. No. Maybe they're related in some way? Gavin and Clavier related to Thalassa, maybe? I don't know. That's all that's left is Gavin, though. Let's finish it up. My throat's almost done. What was this voice again? Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied. I see. Do you know when he'll be finished? The bottle's young. Well... Could you go find out? Certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment. Yellow envelope. My apologies to the guard. But there's something I need to see. A certain yellow envelope. Alright, he gave us a no right. There it is, the yellow envelope. And the sender is... Drew Misham. I was right.
When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. There's a yellow envelope. Heard it was left at the crime scene.
If this is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. There it is! Here it goes. Let's see if this atroquinine spray finds anything. It should be... yeah, there it is. How did she put it in the frame without touching it is the question I have. So this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. It was his stamp, all right. No mistaking it. And this last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you, so please release the spell you've put on my daughter. I'll write letter with a report, Drew Misham. Oh, okay, here we go. Gotcha! Alright. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail? Gavin! I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Dear Misham hasn't received their verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin. There are no known survivors of atroquinine poisoning. But it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right, wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry. Forgot I had it. Many thanks. We never got to do the Magatama against him? Okay. I guess it's impossible. He's just too strong. There's a camera in his hat! Oh my god, alright. I swear if there's a camera in his hat. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth, yet the only ones who can. This pans over to Apollo and Trucy. Like, wait, we're brother and sister? So we could not Magatama him, alright. Just too strong. We still don't know why Phoenix had to be framed for all this. Was he just collateral or not? This is it. Welcome to the court. Alright, that'll be next time. But that right there is the game. Dear God, this game. I had fun watching. That's what's up, isn't it? Having fun come by, and see you next time.